you hate the word drama, but the Bucs had drama during the offseason with linebacker Devin White. Hey, showed up when he had to.
He did.
He played nice. How is this going to play out in at least the early portion of training camp for you, how he fits in?
Well, he'll be there in training camp. The Bucs hope he's not a hold-in, which means he shows up to avoid getting fined, but doesn't participate. He did that during the minicamp. Todd Bowles expects him to show up and practice and play, and I hope that's the case for Devin. He doesn't really have any leverage in the situation. He's got to play. If he decides to hold out this year, it's not going to do him any good because he's not going to accrue a year towards free agency. In other words, if he holds out this entire season, he'll be right back to where he is this year, playing on that fifth-year option tag and not hitting free agency. So the best thing for him is go ahead and play your best, most consistent football, and either the Bucs or some other team's going to pay you. But he's got to put the angst over the contract situation behind him and just focus on football.
One of the other defensive players to watch in training camp and going into the season, Jamel Dean.
Yeah.
New contract. He even said he wanted to be more of a leader in this locker room. How are you expecting that to play out on the field? Are you expecting to see him maybe be a more vocal leader or just, lead with his play on the field?
I think so. I mean, this is a guy that has been all in. He was at every off-season practice, I believe. He lives football. I mean, he doesn't really have any hobbies. He will even tell you that. So don't make a scene. It's just Jamel Dean. I think he's in for a really big year. He wants to prove that he's worth this money. And I think, too, with both of those guys, Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean, not having a lot of success getting interceptions, right? Dean had 2 in week 2 last year, but then none during the rest of the season. It took up until December for the Bengals game for Carlton Davis to get his first. The Bucs had 17 interceptions the year prior in 2021. It fell down to just 10 last year. They got to pick off more passes, and I think both of those Auburn Tigers are going to be in a competition to see which guy leads this team in picks this year.
In the draft, the Bucs went after speed and a very athletic defensive lineman, Kalijah Cansey. That's kind of signals a direction they want to take. How much pressure is on not only that young man, but the defensive line in general?
Well, Todd Bowles took a big risk. He did away with what he was used to, which is bigger defensive linemen. Now, Vita Vea is still there in the middle, right? He's your big 350-pound nose tackle. But Will Golston, experienced guy, 315 pounds, he's gone. Akeem Hicks, 340-pound guy, he's gone. It's going to be interesting to see how Logan Hall, who's inching closer to 300 pounds, and Kalijah Cansey, who's about 286, how those guys fare being inexperienced and undersized. Are the Bucs going to be more susceptible to being run on in this defense now? Or will they use their quickness and athleticism and speed to penetrate the backfield, stop the run before it starts with some tackles for losses? That's what Todd Bowles is counting on, and more sacks from this more athletic, quick front. And let's not forget Shaq Barrett, right? We're going to see if Shaq Barrett at age 31 this year, if he's going to be able to overcome a personal tragedy this offseason, as well as that Achilles injury, and get back to his Pro Bowl caliber form.